And that's kind of in line with what you did. You left the other place, and it was the best thing that probably happened for your career, at least since then. And it really seems like when specifically you and Juice Robinson left NXT, it showed
Trendsetters.
what is it now?
Trendsetters. We're
Yeah, I mean,
desperados. We weren't afraid to go out and bet on ourselves.
we didn't really see a ton of that in the years prior. It would be people getting released. It wasn't people leaving on their own accord. And then you all, I don't want to say set a template, but you did show a whole lot of people, yeah, not only can you succeed, you can thrive here. Did anybody that came into Impact Wrestling in this latest crop of people, did they talk to you about that experience, compare that experience with you at all?
Well, pretty much all these guys are friends and guys I've known pretty much my entire career for 10, 15 years. And I think it's one of those things. I think all the guys that recently came into Impact Wrestling are like, oh my God, I can do that here. Or, oh my gosh, like, are you serious? I can do that here. It's like taking the handcuffs off. It's letting a bird out of his cage and releasing it back into the wild. They're either going to strive or they're going to fail. But a lot of the guys that Impact brought in, if not all the guys, are going to be very successful, or else they wouldn't be at Impact Wrestling. I think Impact's track record over the past 3 years of the guys they brought in pretty much kill it every single time.
So when you make that type of move, what's going through your head? Because, I mean, you know that you could be successful outside of WWE because you had already been successful outside of WWE. But was there any uncertainty, or were you just like, yeah, I'm going to go do the damn thing?
I think there was maybe just a hint of uncertainty. Was one of those things. I was one of the guys, I didn't take the 30-day paycheck to sit at home. I was like, I'm going to go out and create a buzz in 2 days. So that's why I showed up at 2 indie shows and made more money than I would have made at NXT that week. And I'm not taking all the credit, but I think I'm one of the guys that really launched the indie wrestling level back up to where it was now when I left WWE, because it showed that indie wrestling really could be a successful place. And then from there, I pretty much wrestled for every major wrestling company on the planet.
That was actually something that Deanna brought up to me last week. Like, the NXT people that got released this year, they had a much shorter window than the main roster people. So she was allowed like 3-4 weeks after she was gone to appear on Impact TV. And she said that she felt like that helped her, like that support hadn't died down.
100%. And I think that's one of the things that messes up a lot of guys that leave the other place. Sometimes it's 30 days, some days it's 90 days. And if you go 90 days without doing anything, people kind of forget about you. Pro wrestling is going to continue to go with or without anyone on the planet. And you got to go out there and really kick the door down as soon as you get out.
So who made the contact to bring you into Impact Wrestling at that time? Like, who hits you up and says, we have interest in you?
It was one of those things. I was always a huge Impact Wrestling fan back in the days of the Wednesday pay-per-views.
Yes.
And it was something I was actually, before I was going to get signed to go to the other place, there was actually some interest to bring me into Impact then, and I was super excited. And it was something that just didn't happen. Then I got extremely lucky. I had signed with Lucha Underground. My Lucha Underground pretty much weren't going to be running any more taping, so I had an opportunity to pretty much try to go wherever I wanted. And I had a lot of friends at Impact Wrestling, and all it was a phone call saying I was interested, and then we're off to the races.